Welcome to TradeTheMBI.com. This is John. This report is for the 23rd. Well, it's late 22nd. Market just ended here, so I will be out most of the day. I'll be in Rome discussing algorithms and a variety of other technical items. Here we have the ES still within its deep red trend. You can see that it's stopped, no longer printing numbers, meaning it's just about outside that, but right at the cusp of it, we've had the steel move above. That's bullish. Green moving higher above both red and white, and cyan dipping. So all of the things you need for a bullish move started out immediately and continued throughout. We can look at the 5,000 while we're here. Why not? Started right there, got a little deep red, but immediately the green came over, is what we were talking about in the morning, and just continued. Then we ended up with the split right about here. You started with the cyan above, and then again cyan above over here, and then we ended up with the dip, and then we went deep red, expecting that retrace right to there, and all it did was just retrace some of the positive extremes. The market overall here, we expected that return to the 60, shot right back up from there. It was nice because we had a higher red pivot, and now we've taken out the previous red, so even on a dip here, which looks like it's about to take place, because you have the cyan, you would expect the new buy of a green pivot back up, or even the steel getting back above the cyan as the next push to press towards new highs. Let's see what does this do for our performance report. Why not? So we're just under equity highs. The peak was what, 469. So, well, 475-ish as it is right now. So not bad. It's getting there. One step at a time. From the daily standpoint, we know what that one is. So let's go over to the NASDAQ. Likewise, the same positive with that steel. This is what was important, looking for that steel to break above, as well as the cyan moving lower. Didn't get overbought either, so that's a good sign as well. But it does let us know that with this red, we will be retracing these lows coming back here. It's just a matter of waiting for that next steel pivot below cyan would be the point at which you want to take those long gains and turn around and buy a put. YM looks identical to the SPY, so that's all perfect. Bonds were still, we liked them even with the dip. This is an interesting one because we talked about people would see this as a hammer. Yes, started to go lower, but the reality was we liked it. The only problem was the steel moving below. That weakness was bought right up, and this is what confounds people because they don't have this kind of setup to let them know. And that's from a daily. I mean, you follow it intraday, it's even clearer. USO, yeah, no issues with that one overall. It's still got the potential for movement. It'd been nice if that cyan had moved below the red. That really would have been a clear indication. But with the green leading and steel above, not bad. Gold, yeah, we didn't like gold particularly with the dip of the steel here coming below and cyan riding high on this was not a positive. And the euro took a little bit of the beating as expected. When we didn't cross above the red line with the green here, we knew that there was going to be a second wave, and this is what always throws people off. That happened very early on immediately, and so now you look for that turnaround to take place on the pivot up. Plus it gives a new pivot definition there, so that makes it easy. Easy. CLF, not bad with that overall bullishness from the green crossing above. Still generally a little bit weak, but not horrible. And intraday, it was modest. Still suffering from the deep red there, so as soon as it clears that out, it's clear to go. Maybe new high zone, but it's got to turn up here pretty darn quick. That break of the cyan above is a weakness for it. Needs to turn that around. If it doesn't, then probably going to be dipping right back to that 15 level again. Walters was made a nice move, but turned around very fast on the setup. As soon as the steel dipped below, it just cascaded in this last move, and it was just like boom. But all it did was what? Retrace the positive extreme. Well, almost completely did it from the open, so that's far enough in my book to be satisfying. Let's take a look at the radar screens, and now we start to see a little bit more of an overwhelming of buy signals, and the green. That's always problematic going forward when it becomes too imbalanced, and that's that euphoria phase. So again, we'll be looking for the steel to make its turnaround, and when it does, we know that that's the opportunity to take advantage of stupid bulls who are late to the game, just getting in, and that's when the bigger players and those of us who knew when to get in earlier start selling. And that's the way it should work. Because a fool and his money are soon parted. Apple, yeah, no real major drama there. It was in the safety zone. Now it's popped out of the safety zone, so it's going to turn around here on the pivot of a green. But overall, just kind of flatness. There was nothing particularly exciting about that other than it is getting oversold. Amazon liked it. Still no change in that view. Baidu, yeah, it's okay, nice with that. I mean, it's back here, so this is all old news. When we look at this, nothing's changed from it. So until we get something that deviates from the fact that we've had these crossovers with the green, the steel's been moving above cyan, cyan's been moving below zeros. I mean, it's an easy follow. And Facebook could be potentially turning around. You get the nice red moving above. You're going to have a little bit of weakness if that cyan continues to ride straight up. Steel still making higher pivots, so it's okay. It's okay. Google. What do we got, Google? Let's talk about it. Yeah, it's more of the same. No issues whatsoever. Netflix got ugly. Let's see, why did Netflix get ugly? Oh, yeah, that's right, because it's below the red line. Now, it was interesting because it had the green pop above, but first thing in the morning with the tiny gap lower, boom, oh my goodness. I mean, it was already had flipped. Didn't really change much from this configuration. We knew that we were a bit overbought when we had the green pivot to the upside, and the gap down was exacerbated to the lower side. PCLN had just been kind of wandering with a little bit of a buy signal. Had the crossover there, but once the steel moved above, nice push to it. So easy to see that happen. It was weak. Held support right there along that EBM. New buy came in, higher pivots on the green. Now we're going to be looking for a continuation of that above, and then also for red to take out this previous pivot. And just follow it in order. One step at a time. Yeah, nothing from Tesla that was still ugly. Though you're a little bit better off with the green and steel above. It's just flat line on that red that is just doing nothing. And finally, Twitter had the brief boot, but this is not good when the the cyan started moving higher. Yeah, it's still supporting it, but nothing from the green, and you're really weak with the red-white there, so this is not particularly pleasant. And nothing you can do about that one. You're just going to look for that retrace back down here of the positive extreme, dip below the red line, excuse me, and wait for a new signal. And particularly it's made a higher potential pivot right there. The problem is that cyan breaking away instead of trying to come back down, or at least the green crossing back above. Then you're going to get a better play out of it. For now, it's just kind of a weak setup. So there you have it. I will be gone, like I said, all day. So you'll have to wait for me for, it'll be Thursday. So we will talk again then. As always, trade well.